No, no. Be nice. Hello! I was just thinking I should make a farm tour. Not from the big farm, this is the small farm because I have two. And this is Erin, she's named after one of my patrons, thank you very much. And this is Barbara, like Barbara Andersson. And she's a very nice person. Go down. So I'm only giving milk to Erin because she's the smallest one. She was so small I could hold her one hand when she was born. Okay, Barbara. And she's called Lara, like Lara Kaput. And she's a big girl. Hey. Barbara. Barbara. So I have two farms, like I said. I bought this place because there was the guy who owned it. He was, I would describe him as a difficult neighbor, and he had some of his problem, and the bank took foreclosure on this place. So me and my then wife, now ex-wife, we bought it because we were tired of all the crazy. So that's why we have two places. And the previous owner, he thought he was a carpenter. He was not, really not. So, but he had self-esteem like he would be a carpenter. So he basically had destroyed the house. So we just turned it into a garage. But that's the most extravagant thing I ever done. I bought this house to get rid of a problem because I was tired of all the crazy. So, but it's a nice place. I'm gonna show you the view. Here. Nope. Let's give something. Ow. Erin. Yes. I'm gonna show you the view later. And I always told back in the day. No, Barbara. Right? I always used to tell because this is a separate piece of land. It's legally not a part of the farm. It's on the farm, but it's legally not on a part of the farm. So if I would have a family and build a new house, I would build it here. And I'll show you the view later. It's really nice. And also it has a better value because when you have a lot of buildings on a farm, like my farm, I had 10 buildings. If you would sell them, you have to basically give them away because no young person can pay the actual value of that many buildings. So therefore, if I would get another building, I would put it on a separate piece of land. Could you please calm down? And I give you some nice history. So this is just a farm tour. Why should we always be talking about evil watchtower? There's so much nice on this planet. Yes, there is. Like goats, named after high-brand apostates. Are you drowning? Are you drowning right now? You're greedy. Greed is bad. Hey, Erin. So like I said, this goat is named after one of my patrons. And I'm really thankful to my patrons. I don't say it as much as other YouTubers, I'm sorry, but it takes a lot of time to make movies, it takes a lot of time to plan protest, and the biggest expense with protesting is not, you know, signs and banners and traveling, it's all the time you take away from work to do it. And then while I'm gone I have to find someone to take care of the goats. That's like the time aspect, that's the biggest problem. So it's really nice to have some patrons to help me. So, and if someone don't like it, that's their choice. So, now, can you film there? That's the feeding station I have now. And that was a really great idea back in the day when I had just a few goats. But now my plan is to have 100 winter-fed female goats, and then during the summer I will have 300 animals. So I had this concept to feed them like this when I started. I started out with 3 goats that I got for free on the Norwegian equivalent of Craigslist. So I got 3 goats for free in the autumn, and then I got a free ram. So that's like 5 years ago I started with 3 goats. And then obviously every year I have to change the ram, and I change it with, oh, you can film me, come here. That's the current ram. And his name is Neil Gardner, not because of the smell, but because I thought he would be a nice guy. But actually he's a very violent person, so he will be retired soon. Yes. We have a retirement plan for him, because that's like 120 kilo of muscle, and if he deliver a punch, it looks like slow motion, but it's a really dangerous punch. So if they have an attitude problem and you can't trust them, then there's no excuse. He will be retiring soon. So, film all the goats, they're happy. So, they're happy goats. Okay, I can show you the other side. So, just you can come with me here. Oh, get in. Go to bed. That's my land up there. I'm gonna put up a fence so I can keep them there in the summer. And yeah, you see the little red house there? This is a small guest house. There's nothing in there more than a bed. There's no electricity, no water, but sometimes I have guests staying there. And then this is the house I bought, and he was really crazy. If you come up with me here, go here, and just film from this angle. And I hope you can see you can see how crooked it is. He was really not good at carpentry, the previous owner, so I just turned it into the garage. Come here and look at the view. This is a great view, and if you see that's the farm down there. The yellow house is where I live. So, but the yellow house, it's a crappy old house. But if I would build a new house, I could build it up here. And then the funny thing, I just have to tell you a funny story about my ex-wife, because she went ballistic. Okay, I don't want to say anything bad about her. This is just a funny story. You know, if you've ever been married to a female, you know, sometimes they make up their mind. I'm putting the foot down. And she said, I moved from Poland to northern Norway, and from Norway to Oslo, no, from northern Norway to Oslo, and from Oslo to Lithuania, and to Sweden, and to Sweden to Lithuania, and then back to Oslo. I'm not moving anything more. And we're just talking about 200 meters. And the market value would be like 1 million Norwegian kroner higher up here because of the view. No, I'm done moving. If you build a new house, you have to build it down there. So there's a difference of moving 50 meters or 200 meters, but no, I'm putting my foot down. So, well, I see myself as a considerate husband, or used to be a considerate husband, but I would actually be very disobedient and build a house up here anyway. So you can film here. So this is the house. It's a small homestead. It was built in 1905. And you see this is a small barn. Obviously also built 1905. And this place was called Houseman Place in Norway. Houseman's Place, that meant that the guy didn't own the land, he just owned the house. So therefore the Norwegian expression Houseman Place. It was a man with a house, like a trailer park kind of thing. Because Norwegians used to, up until recently, see a house as a commodity that you could trade. Because when you live in a log house, you can remove them. So a house was not considered real estate. You could just move it away. So this was a houseman place, and that meant that he was allowed to use the land, but since he didn't own the land, he had to work 1 day a week for the farmer. And if they couldn't be friends, he would just pick up his house and leave. So this was called Houseman Place. It was common in Norway before people started moving to America. to find, well, someone would say they stole the land. Other people would say they found it. That's not my problem. But another place where it's just a historical fact that this kind of places with people not owning the land but owning the houses, it stopped when there was a big immigration to America. But it was also common in some parts of Austria. And the Norwegian name for a small house is hytte. And they have the same word in German. And so in Norwegian, the trailer park boy was called a houseman. He owned a house. But in German, he was called a Hyttler, a person that owns a hytte. And you can still find people, if you look at the Austrian phone book, people called Hyttler. And funny thing, one of the person with that name changed it into spelling it with an I. And that's the original origin of the word Hitler. It actually means a person that owns a house but don't own the land, like a trailer park boy. Heil trailer park boy. It's a fun fact. Yeah, but look at this skyline. Obviously, if I build a new house, I would build it up here. Just knock down. I can show you the old house. We just turn it into a garage from here. So the previous owner here, he did not know anything about carpentry. So lucky no one was killed. He was opening stuff and changing stuff, so the house could even have collapsed if I just left it like he did. And imagine living, when a house collapses, it doesn't collapse, you know, the kinetic energy, it doesn't collapse like this, when you have the snow weight, because we can have like the weight of a trailer on top of a roof. So the snow weight, it will collapse like a mousetrap. And yeah, so I just turned it into a garage. You know, there's a saying, you can't, farmers abhor a vacuum, so we will just fill it up with something. Don't worry about that. And then I build a small house. Here we can go. Have a look. It's just a storage house, but there was a foundation here from an old house. So was once I didn't have any projects going on, so I decided just to build a small house using an existing fundament. Like I say, farmers abhor a vacuum, so we just fill it up with something. And with all the wooden buildings I have, I just decided to... This is sheet metal, which is okay because I'm a sheet metal worker. So I'm tired of painting. If you want to paint a house, please come to Norway. I can lend you a brush and a house. So it's almost done. I haven't fixed this side. And I made a carport. And I got this already for my ex-wife. She was sick. But then she left me, and so I just decided to use it here instead to get up to the second floor. So that's easy. So it's a lot of work. Like I was pioneering, me and my wife were pioneering for 10 years. And when I woke up and she got sick, I bought a farm down there. I can show you that one another day. And I have a lot of plants. I have a lot of energy, so that's why I bought the farm. Because she was always tired and I was always hyped. Well, I'm still hyperactive. In a good way. Well, now I showed you the farm. I hope you like it. And I always tell you, see you in paradise. And I mean, build your own paradise and invite me. This is a crappy planet, but it's the best one we got. So do the best out of it and invite me and we will have coffee on your porch. See you in paradise.